I hit new game that the time starts, and then once we get going, I'll introduce the special guests I actually have with me today. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. I didn't start my own timer. Oh well.
I'm sure it's fine.
So, first of all,
Always perfect for the timers.
I have Shemcat with me.
Hello, I'm Shemcat. I've played this game once or twice before. Yeah, that's all you really need to know about me.
And he's up late in England being a champ. And then, so you actually found a trick technically in this level, or you named a trick. And we have someone else who also sort of found a trick in this level, Z-Cubed.
Hi, I'm Z-Cubed. I watched the speedrun for the first time today, so I'm very qualified to commentate.
However, you do have the world record in any percent in free play, which I know we're not doing today, but you are, in fact, a very skilled runner of this game. So negotiations is pretty simple. It's a very different camera angle than what you would see on PC and console. And I can also only have 2 characters out at once, so if there are any more than 2 characters, I can character swap on the spot, kind of like you're used to with free play in the PC and console runs. And there are a few things you can do with that, such as canceling your slam animation, which is going to be put to good use here thanks to that strat that Z-Cube actually found. Oh, and I died. That happens because TC-14 is defenseless. That's just a quicker way to get rid of the droidicas there. And we're also going to be seeing more animation canceling when we take out the battle droids in this room. I'm going to start talking about the next room already because there is a trick so nice that we're doing it twice, kind of-ish. You're going to see what the old version looked like, although we're not going over the fence, and then after that we'll see the new version. But the old version is to get the red brick. So, Shem, is there anything special you want to say about this one, since you made the name?
So this is what we like to call lamp jump, and it's called that because you jump on the lamp, but it's a very misleading hitbox at times. As you can see, they are trying to jump on, and then just kind of just falling through.
What's the full name?
Like that. It's a massive. Well, that version there is Lamp Jump Extreme. So yeah, you just jump straight from the lamp over the fence. And it is pretty flashy and pretty hard, but once you do it properly, it's not too bad.
And then Z-Cube can mention what you're about to see here.
Yeah, so right now they're going to try and pause at the same time the cutscene starts. So when they unpause, it'll skip the cutscene, and they got it. Since this is a story mode category that plays every level, you're going to be seeing, hopefully, a lot of those.
Yep, and I also quit because now I'm going to do a new trick to enter levels early that was only found 2 years ago by Loki. And it means you can actually skip negotiations in an 8%, which is very silly.
Is that really already 2 years old?
It is! I can't believe 2.5.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Like, what? 2 years? Oh.
Yep, and you did see the red brick when I jumped on the lamp that first time. This one I won't be able to get it in story, but it is actually only 1 of 7 levels where I can't get the brick in story. And the reason for going here this early is because it's the quickest level where I can access Yoda, pretty much. Because, yeah, you'll see him in the fight. Without access to 1P2C in this run, I do have to wait for the AI partner to help me out here. No Dooku skip or anything like that, even though Dooku skip doesn't actually skip Dooku. Slight misnomer. It does skip that door closing, but that door is already closed for us in the DS. And we have a mid-level cutscene there, which has been skipped. 2 for 2.
Nice.
And Shem, was this your strat as well?
I think so, yeah. So there is a 2-frame window of where you can hit Dooku before he like starts blocking after you've like hit him and he's in his damage animation. So that's naturally a very difficult window to hit.
Hold on, sorry, 1 second. We can talk about that in a second because we will see it. I didn't skip the cutscene, but we also might have sound glitch here. I need to remember to save the game first of all. Anyway, which I didn't do in the last level. I'm going to do that after this one, and if it continues into the cantina, I'm just going to reset the game, because no one wants to listen to a random sound for the rest of the run. That's one of the joys of running the long categories here. But yes, something that you can do, which I missed there, is that the single jump slam has a much longer lasting like attack period, which you can get while he's getting up, kind of like this, and Shem discovered that and started implementing it in runs. And then, okay, no double. I was a little bit late on the first pause. That's
unlucky.
okay. There are 2 cutscenes back to back. There's no like one cutscene end episode, another cutscene like you see on PC. So you would have to skip 2 cutscenes, therefore doing a double frame perfect input in a row. But there is a brief pause between them, and when it goes black, I'm going to start through that, and it will skip the second after Yoda shakes his head. And there we go. Alright. Game 2. Yes, I would like. And I do not believe I'm hearing the sound that was there anymore. Okay, game sounds good.
It's almost kind of fortunate that you missed that one, because Yoda shaking his head is like one of the best cutscenes in the game.
That's true.
It's very good.
Alright, now, if you weren't following along with the route already, it might look even more confusing, but I went to the custom character and basically robbed Qui-Gon of his lightsaber and put him with a blaster gun, but I'm going to walk into the start of episode 4 and clear this level in story, and that's because the free play level you will see coming up, we won't have all that much time to explain it. There is a very big skip with the infinite jump glitch that is pretty well known in this game, but I also really, really want Yoda, and so by doing these 3 levels first and then getting free play out of the way immediately in this level to get the red brick, that means that I have basically a 7 in 9 chance of having Yoda in my party when I do the free play segment. And so that's helpful for no resets as well, because if you were to reset the level, you know, it would be less likely that you'd have to do it over and over. But for big attempts, I would probably just reset the whole run if I didn't get him, because it's pretty early on. But we have to do this level in story first, and kind of not too much happening, and it's a good time to hear a donation.
Fantastic. Well, we actually have 2 donations in. One from Rafo for $15. Not Rafo's first donation of the event, so thank you for all the money you brought in. And another from Shemcat for $15,
Yo.
simply saying, Lego speedrunning. That is right. That's what we're up to. Thank you, Shemcat.
Yeah, that Shemcat guy seems pretty cool.
Yeah, good stuff.
It's just too cool when your name's Shem G Cat.
Yeah, if you want to be as cool as the Shemcat, make sure to get your donations in.
Oh, that's true.
I know you want to, Jay. I know you want to.
Alright, the plans are so secret that I can't even tell you what's going on. No, but really, there isn't a whole lot in the way of speedrunning in this level that we haven't seen yet. Some things to note are that the AI helper might not be so much of a helper, but he actually did help me out there. And I only need to shoot one of these little... What even are they? I only need to shoot one of them for the other to blow up, so that's nice. One thing that the original trilogy levels in this game are very fond of, for like no reason, because it's not like 1 and 2 were split on the DS. They never made a 1DS. But it's block pushing, and they did make 2 LEGO Star Wars 2 on DS, but it's a completely different game. So I don't know why the original trilogy is just that high on block pushing. Attempt at another cutscene skip, we got it because I saw Leia morph into C-3PO because we no longer have Leia after that one. This split...
That's always a cool part in the cutscene
That's
where
true,
Leia
that's
morphs
true.
into C-3PO.
This split is one I call annoying droid management because the end of this level is very annoying. Right now it's pretty simple. I can just swap to R2 for these panels, but the next panel is going to need C-3PO. And he's slow, and he's going to get just a little too far away from the panel for my liking. Actually, this is good. That was actually very nice of him. And then another cutscene skip on this panel. Okay, and now I have to make sure to exit the level. Oh yeah, and it's saving for me. I'm used to doing extra inputs to cancel the save. But now, ZCube, if you want to explain this jump. I don't have Bounty Hunter in my party, so I'm doing the slower version, but it's the same otherwise.
Yeah, so there are a few levels where you can't get the red brick in story unless you have to go back into free play. And this is one of them. So the reason they're doing this level now, after getting Yoda, is to increase the chance of getting Yoda in their party, as they explained earlier. And that's so that way they'll have Yoda after doing this trick. With Jimmy.
Where am I? I'm so high up. What? Oh, there it is. I was too far forward.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah, they're basically, if you have a character which can both do a double jump and shoot a blaster, you can jump infinitely, and you have basically two options. One is to use a custom character, the other is Jar Jar. It's way more convenient to create a custom character than to go out of your way to get Jar Jar, so that's why they're using the custom character there. And if they can get into that door, they'll just skip to the last room of the level.
I'd love to show it off for you. There we go. And why do we need Yoda? Well, it's because I can get through doors. There. And this is actually so much faster if you have Yoda because there are a bunch of other doors that would spawn if you open this door the correct way. Getting back out of this door is never easy. So if I opened it normally, I'd have to do so much else, and like it's just that much faster to have Yoda to clip through in the first place. And then I can clip through the last door as well. And on the fade out, swap to Yoda so I have him in the cantina. Alright. Business as normal for now. We're going to go back to episode 1 and then play through all the way to episode 6 in order until 6.5. Worth mentioning if you didn't know yet, there are only 5 levels in each episode, not 6 like you see on PC. Alright, and we're going to see a whole bunch of story red bricks as well.
Yeah, an unfortunate thing about this game is that even though you can skip all of the end cutscenes and all the mid-level cutscenes, you can't really skip the like pre-level cutscenes, or at least in a meaningful way. I think you can skip them, but then it just doesn't load the rest of the level, so obviously we don't want to go for that, but yeah, so we just have to watch them all at the start, which I guess isn't too bad.
I have not heard of
Sometimes.
that one, but we do know that you can start a level paused if you get an input that would skip the cutscene, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that from HCAR somewhere, so it's probably real.
We do
but
have a a member of our speedrunning community here in TCSDS, Lord Magecar. Sometimes he just says things and we're like, oh, okay, Magecar. I mean, they're all correct things. It's just like, how do you know this? There are a ton of things. Magecar is very proficient at like tassing and stuff, so he finds a lot of task setups. He's not really a speedrunner of this game, but he is a very, very talented glitch hunter and has found so many things. He is responsible for the cutscene skips, and he is responsible for the Yoda door clips. I do have to do a bit of a loop back to the start here after I get that red brick, unfortunately. But I don't know. There's usually not that much that goes wrong in this room, but depending on where the music loops, I can get a good idea of you know, how well did I make the micro optimizations in this room, and I think it's going to loop just before I hit the transition. Oh, that was like 0.2 seconds before I got in the transition. You can skip that loop.
Ooh.
I am shooting a lot of things on purpose to make them explode into studs that fall into my path. I will need 90,000 studs by the end of episode 2. It's not going to be too much of a big deal, but you do have to go, like, more actively think about that than you do for the extras that you buy in the PC run. For the first LEGOthon ever, I can now say that with experience. And a little trick here, we'll see if I can maybe... bad angle on that one. A little bit too aggressive to try and shoot these targets without going up that platform. Another thing that you can do with character swaps is that they give you a little bit of extra height. That was an unfortunate death, but it happens. So if I switch to a double jumper here and then swap to Obi-Wan, if I do it with really good timing, I can actually get these blue studs without stopping for them. At least that's the goal. I didn't get any of them there, but you can still see the height boost in effect. Not really a big deal.
It's just a very subtle thing, but
Sorry.
Yeah, it can just make the difference when getting up to a slightly higher location sometimes, which, yeah, can always be helpful and can save a lot of time or prevent, like, a bad death somewhere, or make a jump that will be impossible normally now possible. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, we do use it for,
Coming up
like,
soon, you're
actual
actually gonna
boost.
see.
Sorry. I think I have a weird Discord delay that's making
I
me
was just
talk
gonna
over
say-
you.
I think we literally started talking at like the same time on my own, so that's probably what it was. Yeah, coming up soon, you're gonna see like a modified version of that character swap, which is quite powerful.
Before we get there, this is an important level in this run as well. Have you heard of pod fraud? I also started this level paused, which I said can happen. But yes, have you heard of pod fraud? Well, we have a 2D pod race, unfortunately. That does make the DS layout a little bit wacky. In this level, in this ship level, I'm going to be entirely on the bottom screen, which, yeah, I know it's smaller. But you can watch that to see how the pod's doing. It does kind of take watching both screens to know exactly what's coming up while you're playing. Not too much of a big deal, though. It's just a slightly funky viewing experience. This is a really good level to get a lot of studs.
Yeah, thankfully most levels aren't in this 2D spaceship style, so you don't have to put up with it too much, which is always nice.
Alright, I got a red brick, and then...
And yeah, another red brick, let's go!
Oh no, I died.
Fortunately, they won't have to repeat any of these ship levels. If free play isn't an option, so it's just possible to get all the collectibles, including the red bricks, on the first go.
So, everyone just zoomed past me right there because I lapped them and they rubber band to the extreme. Sebulba's pod is actually going faster than mine, and I can only get ahead with the speed boosters. Oh, I thought I had it, but I was 1 frame off. That's one I don't usually skip.
Unlucky.
It's only 5 seconds. But yes, dying in that spot actually skips an entire lap, so I am on the last lap of the pod race. And now I can just zoom into the end and hopefully skip. Okay, I got it. Skip the cutscene, a long one there.
Oh, nice, nice.
That one does give you a visual cue for like when you have it, because the minikit disappears, and that's the frame that you want. And if you recognize that, you can also prevent the next level from being starting paused, because that happens when you like get an extra frame perfect input after that. Staircase skip right there, nice and easy. no need to build the forced staircase. This is a level with 6 characters in the roster. They all have very different abilities. Kind of a lot of rooms in this
Oh,
version.
well, not exactly all of them. Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are pretty similar, and then Padme and the other guy are pretty similar as well.
The other guy.
Other
Like,
guy.
I don't know Star Wars. Honestly, I have no clue who most of these characters are.
To be fair, I don't really blame you for that
Either.
anymore.
You're not alone.
Alright, fun trick coming up here. A very new one to skip the travel chute. Z-Cube, do you know how to do this one?
Yeah, so I believe this is just an instance of slam storage.
Yep.
So what they did there was they did like a lightsaber slam, the same one that you saw in the Dooku fight, and swapped characters at the same time. So when they swap back to that character, they get a little bit more height than they normally would.
Where's that going to respawn
from a
me?
typical
Okay.
character swap. And it allows them to just get past that gap without needing to use the small guy.
Use the small guy. That's actually Anakin in this case,
Anyway.
believe it or not.
They're gonna do it again in this room to get to the red brick. It's pretty neat. It has a lot of applications in this run and in free play.
I actually didn't get the maximum height boost that I should have the first 2 times, so I was lucky to make it across. This time I will need that. But I kind of like the routing in this room, using Padme to shoot them and a few cool double jumps to get around. This is just freeing the Royal Guards. This totally happens, and yet it's in all of the LEGO Star Wars games, apparently. Alright, and here's that second instance of slash storage that I need. Single jump slam, try to swap in the same frame, and a big height boost to get to the red brick. There we go. And then back to Padme to shoot him. Yeah, a nice big height boost when you have that slam storage. Or I typically call it slash storage, but slash is more like on the ground, I guess. And then we'll see how we get this cutscene skip. Not bad. We're like average with it right now.
Now we are into the final level of episode 1, Darth Maul himself. And the first level of the any percent speedrun.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that category's silly. We're not doing that one today.
There.
This level is gonna introduce you all to like lightsaber bosses in this game and how annoying they are to deal with. So stay tuned.
Indeed, there is no DM1 skip in this game. We have to play it out. Even if you infinite jumped past in free play, if you skip DM1, you can't complete the final boss of the level. And actually, you can't even get out of the room, so that's a soft lock at that point, if you go all the way there. Also, this
And these double doors as well.
Oh yeah.
You gotta wait until they fully open until you can get through, which is always a bit of a pain.
You can clip through Yoda to save with Yoda to save like a second. Force platform
I was
skip.
gonna say, it's really funny, like when you have Yoda, like you just clip through nothing with Yoda.
True.
It's awesome.
So the third room is where the red brick is, and it's probably the silliest red brick in the game. I can't get it in story because you are required to have Dark Force, or well, have a Sith. And there's the things next to the little light beams that you're supposed to use that on. However, you can force them like with a light character, and then you can't Dark Force them. So this is a red brick that you can lock yourself out of. Oh, why are you so far over there? Okay, AI didn't really cooperate. And now I have the Room of Pointlessness.
Let's go. Love the pointlessness.
It is actually possible to skip this room, but it requires like a really strange and difficult task strat. So
Yeah.
but that's character.
That's a task strat for sure. You're a little bit quiet for me, Z-Cubed. I don't know how you are in the stream.
Here, I'll get closer to
There
the
you
mic.
go.
Hopefully that's better.
All right.
Excellent.
And you were also talking about lightsaber bosses, and he already blocked my first hit. I don't get to choose them in this game. I actually have to fight him and like wait for him to attack and just try to defend on time to get that hit in when his attack's done. Ooh, I got an attack when he landed though. That's a bonus. And then I missed one. Cancels it out. Oh, time loss. Gross.
Usually just like blindly slashing results in your shots or your slashes getting blocked a lot of the time.
Exactly.
You have to maneuver pretty carefully to hopefully hit the spot which will actually register a hit. And it's kind of annoying that that's the case because you're going to see an attempted cutscene skip,
Yeah.
but you need to time the cutscene skip as you slash Maul. So it's not a guarantee that you're going to get the slash, and it's not like known exactly when it's going to connect. So hopefully they can get it.
Oh, I saw the hearts go away, but I guess I was not there.
Oh,
Man, that's always the worst in this level. When you get the setup to go for the cutscene skip. The hearts were disappearing.
no,
but
it would have looked so cool. It would have looked so cool to figure out how hard it is to get the cutscene skip and then getting it like it's nothing. But that's like what, 1 frame off? That's basically getting it.
now, obviously, they're all
And
frame
on the bright
perfect,
side-
but that one's so much harder.
And on the bright side, you get to see Qui-Gon with the X's for eyes, which is another really good cutscene moment.
Hi, Jar Jar. So Jar Jar is the only regular character that can infinite jump. I'll show it off for fun right here. Why not? Enter the level the old way that we used to get into levels early. Or, well, I got denied. Oh well. No more time wasted.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, the old 90% route for this game used to beat negotiations to unlock a custom character that can like double jump and shield blaster. So, like the old route I was like doing negotiations, getting that character, and then jumping into all the levels. But since the new method to enter levels or unlock levels with the Jedi was found, it's just completely replaced and obsoleted that trick.
So, interesting question in chat. What is this game's FPS? It's basically it's 30. That's the short answer. 30 playable frames. So that's like what a frame perfect trick is. It's a 30th of a second. There are like other frames where the UI can update. It's a little bit weird. This level has a few extra cutscenes, so this one's really short, so I kind of just spam it, and yeah, it doesn't usually work, to be honest. Apologies for Discord being weird. That happens on my stream fairly often. The random disconnect, reconnect sounds. Ooh, that is not a clip that usually goes that fast, though.
Ooh, nice.
And I have to remember to hold pause through that transition, because transition, like cutscenes that happen on a room transition, are much easier to get because you just have to hold pause through them, and it buffers that input so that you pause as soon as the cutscene starts and you instantly skip it. Kill Django. That's not the real one, though. That won't end the level, unfortunately. And these bombs have a very big hitbox that I can't jump over. In fact, I wasn't even far enough away. I'm going to attempt to do like a mini AI warp here to get them much closer to the end, a little faster than they should. Not quite the same as a drop-in. Oh, he was flying though, so yeah. Since he was in the air, it didn't work. But droids are so slow in this game. Sometimes you just have to play as them, because those are the only two characters you get in this level. Like, I'm going to need him to open this door. Don't get stuck. Come on now. That's a classic. You can actually get over this door with very, very precise inputs, and then you need to get the frame-perfect cutscene, which you wouldn't then get on a room transition, and that would actually skip Django entirely. It would do improper load shenanigans that would make him fall through the floor because the collision isn't loaded, and then he would die. That's what we do in free play, and actually you will see that in this run because I can't get this red brick in story. And stay in place so I can...
Yeah, I grind it. Yeah,
Again.
I tried for so long to get... Oh no. Tried for so long to get the optimal strat in story mode here where you unload the floor, but it was just too hard to get that cutscene skip on time.
Yeah. It's hard enough to get to the collision on the other side.
I'm kind of surprised that you can't do like the free play clip and then like get to the road zone and the dark horse store and all from there. It seems like that would be possible. Oh no, that's not.
I'd have to think about it.
Trying to remember what the actual strat to get out of bounds is.
Oh, it's when you
I don't
close
think the out of bounds was too terrible.
It's when you close the door. I don't think there's enough collision like on the outside of that wall.
Because I know the thing you force up is what you can land on,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
from there you can jump into the loading zone. But yeah, my memory's a little hazy on that now.
You kind of
Been a
forget how
while.
long this
It's been a
cutscene
while.
is.
Fortunately, though, like, Camino is a really cool level in free play, and in this category, you basically get to see it exactly the same, with just a slight detour for red brick.
Red Brick. Any Red Brick fans in chat? We actually had a bid war earlier for LEGO Batman 3 for what category would be played, and all Red Bricks won. Run one. Yeah, that's not what I was trying to say.
Cool.
So lots of red brick runs. This is a brick that is possible to get in story, intended as well, but these are kind of finicky to get on and force. That battle droid is coming down, I guess. And here's Fred. He's not nearly as much of a nuisance in this game, but I did take a very costly death, because actually if you die on the conveyor in this game, you go back to the start of the room. Very weird. And speaking of very
Conveyors
weird,
do
this
behave a little weirdly.
and now I need to wait for the AI to decide to warp over here. There you are. Sometimes a character swap is used as encouragement. And then now that they're Padme again, they're going to be able to warp back and just take that grapple over. And they actually didn't die this time. Sometimes they take that grapple and decide to die, which is unfortunate. But that was actually a very, very quick bucket room. Well, I had to wait a little bit for Anakin, but it's honestly better than average. Oh, they
Only
warped
enough
again.
You can clip through that door in free play, given a yellow clip, but if you try and do it, it just doesn't load the next room. It's really unfortunate.
I have kind of lost what you're saying again. It's really quiet, sorry.
So I was just saying, in free play you can clip through that door, but if you try to, it just doesn't load the next room. So you still have to wait for
Oh,
the
right, yeah. And another AI manipulation, I have to turn them into R2-D2 so then they can actually cross the gap, because otherwise they will decide to switch to 3PO when I need 3PO here. Probably good to take a death here. And then I can just respawn while the door's opening and barely lose any time. And then free Obi-Wan. Hey, get up there. And then kill Obi-Wan, and maybe... No. We're in the phase of the run where not only our cutscene skips frame perfect, but they're also at the worst possible time to time. Like, it's just so little feedback from the game on when to time that pause input. And, you know, it's not
Yeah,
an
you just-
intended mechanic, but...
Yeah, you free Obi-Wan, and then a few seconds later, the level ends, but like there's no fade out or anything. It just instantly goes to black or goes to cutscene. So it can be a little weird because you obviously don't want to start doing it like half a second too early because you're going to be pause buffering for a while, considering you get the pause on like every frame or every other frame pretty much. If you're doing it properly, that is.
And we get a pretty good look at just how good the animations are. Look at that.
This next level is usually pretty boring, but because it's all red bricks, you actually get to see a cool thing in it, which is kind of awesome.
In like 5 minutes. It's so long. I got time to do a Q&A or something if you want to put questions in the chat. Because like all I'm doing is progressing the level. This level in free play in this game is longer than story mode in PC. It is atrocious. How did I get so awesome? Next question, please.
No, we've got time for a long story. You don't have to. You don't have to. Sacrifice our time like that.
You see, back in my day, we had like this thing called YouTube. No, I don't know where I'm going with that one. I can't make up a story. I'm sorry. I just can't wait to say that though. Like back in my day when we had YouTube. Did they take screenshots from the PC and console version to make these cutscenes? I actually don't think they did. The future LEGO games on the DS that have cutscenes will typically actually take the same ones from PC and console and just compress them a whole bunch. And then it looks, you know, animated at least. Definitely looks like it doesn't belong in a DS game, though. Oh boy. Can I read? I probably can't. I can recite a poem. It goes like this. Rockin', rockin' and rolling. Down to the beach I'm strolling. But the seagulls poke at my head. Not fun. I said seagulls. Stop it now. Riveting work by...
Oh, come on, you're not even doing the next part.
Oh. There you go. Oh, wait, I'm already done with that section.
Banger right there.
Wait, I'm so confused. I hawed my way out of the... Yeah, I am going over there. Okay. What's my favorite type of cereal? I don't really have one. I'm just a huge, like, basic... how can I say this? Basic brick about Cheerios and, like, I don't know, I like multigrain. That's usually enough sweetness for me rather than Honey Nut.
What do you have for breakfast today, though?
I had this, like, vanilla thing. I don't know. It was my first breakfast in the new apartment, which I'm not currently in because they have not given us any Wi-Fi details. It's kind of like bran flakes, but vanilla flavored. Something that Sarah wanted.
Chill.
Or that we had.
You'll be happy to know. You'll be happy to know that according to this story that ChatGPT came up with, the Jedi will emerge victorious. So
Oh, good. That was ChatGPT. In the course of this level, you went... I'm so confused. Why
You-
am I doing...
I was gonna say, you're not going to pull the levers?
I'm so confused. Maybe this was a bad idea.
This chat, this level, it affects your mind in ways that cannot be comprehended. Like, you just feel like you're doing this. It just feels like Groundhog Day. You're just doing the same thing over and over,
I had to
and
undo...
it never ends.
I had to undo the work that put us back on schedule. I was like, no, not in my marathon. I'm in charge here. We're actually coming up on something very exciting, because I have everyone rescued now. About time. And I'm going to need P2 here to swap to R2, and in fact I'm going to do that now, and then swap to pad, maybe because that's faster for doing this, getting rid of the 8 Geonosians. I'm also going to, like, kind of spam skip a cutscene. Is that all of them already? I got like a bunch off screen. Okay, it was. Anyway, thanks, Django. I have to store height on 2 Jedi, and then this isn't going to work in this order. I didn't have it on Anakin anyway, so there we go. And then a big height boost to get that red brick. Nice. That was really cool.
Huge, huge.
Nice. That's sick.
It's actually really nice to have first try. And then Django again. I'm gonna try and jump slam. Hopefully I don't target a battle droid. And then...
I think without slam storage, it's not possible to get that in story. So
Right, it's definitely not. I had to gain a lot of height.
So fortunately, fortunately, slam storage is a thing. Otherwise, you'd get to watch that awesome level again.
I know. And this is really, really fun ship. That's what everyone calls it. Actually, we do...
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's a massive treat to finish Jedi battle to go into gunship cavalry.
We do actually get a red brick in the all levels run here. And it's a pretty big detour, so that should tell you that this red brick is important. And even in the all red bricks run, it is the only one I'm going to buy, except that I will buy, obviously, pit stop at the end of the run because we met that incentive. I'm not going to do that as part of the main run, but yeah, we'll get that done later. This red brick is infinite torpedoes.
So if you don't know how...
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you don't know how red bricks work, it's what you can buy at the shop for extras once you've unlocked the red brick. So each one has a different effect that will either unlock things like mini games or affect things in levels, like invincibility or infinite torpedoes or extra money from studs, stuff like that.
The
And
one
yeah, like
that-
John just mentioned, this one is for infinite torpedoes.
The one that I would kind of like to have and could possibly be routed in if I made it like worth the extra shop trip would be self-destruct because of a really cool strat in 6-3. That's Battle of Endor in this game, not Speeder Showdown. But we do have a way to get around needing self-destruct. Again, that's a long way in the future, so the only extra that we actually will buy in this is the infinite torpedoes. And so I've got to carry these torpedoes from that like detour way back there in the second room to the end of this room through to behind the second control ship because one was just not enough. Gotta do this same thing again in a moment.
That this is the red brick that's infinite torpedoes because this would be one of the levels that would benefit a lot. It is what it is.
Whoa, hold up. Why is this down already?
Wait, huh?
Huh? I don't understand this level sometimes.
New time save unlocked. New time save unlocked.
I mean, that just happens. I guess I shot through
go.
the control ship, and yeah, I save and exit now to because I've already dealt with Dooku. 96,000. I needed 90,000 for that infinite torpedoes, and I'm going to buy that now. Very loud R2 sound effect. Alright. Straight into another ship level. This one's much more simple, and I guess you could say boring to describe it, but boy, am I glad to have infinite torpedoes already. Because
I hate to interrupt, but Cat just entered the room. This is huge news.
Oh, very huge news. Hello, cat.
She's got something in her hair. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, wait, make sure she's not sitting on my 3DS capture cable.
You kind of need that tomorrow.
Yeah, just sit on the floor. That's good. That's good. Thank you, Alody.
So this first room would be a whole lot longer if I didn't have infinite torpedoes. I need the red brick. Where am I going? I can't skip to the end. That first room would be a whole lot longer because you have to shoot down like 6 things. They're like guns that I think are maybe alive because it's Star Wars. At least they have very good targeting features. But then that's the red brick, and I can be done with this level pretty much instantly. All there is a regular target to shoot, actually. The only regular target in a ship level that I can think of. And then just shoot 2 more torpedoes. And we've got another, like, really delayed cutscene. It's like the survival minikit comes up, and then it goes away. Okay, yeah, that actually worked out really well.
Oh, nice.
You want to wait for like.
So what you missed? You missed seeing the iconic "Do It" cutscene, or I guess yeah, just part of Star Wars.
You missed an entire level.
Lego Anakin. Yeah, Lego Anakin just does not hesitate. He just straight up happily murders Count Dooku without a second thought. It's wild, man. It's wild.
I did play as him while going on the Tusken Raider rampage yesterday. I got my one good LEGOthon run out of the way yesterday. I'm not playing well today, unfortunately. But yeah, I've like never had any LEGOthon run where I've been like, wow, I played really well until yesterday. So finally got that out of the way. We're here to just have a silly, goofy time in this run. And to be fair, this is a silly, goofy game. You're going to get the true long new game category experience with all these cutscene skips, and like sometimes you get really hot going for them, sometimes you get extremely cold. In fact, I earlier this year ran all levels, and I think I skipped a maximum of 2 cutscenes. This was on GDQ Hotfix. I think I skipped a maximum of 2 cutscenes in the last 2 episodes. Maybe not even. And Grievous is just like, he's so annoying. Alright, this is another silly part of the AI. Okay, he's following me. Next step for Cody is to come up the stairs. You gotta listen for that. I don't hear him. He's stuck at the bottom. Dang it, Cody. That's a classic. But now the thing is, I also need Obi-Wan to come up the stairs in this category, which he actually is doing. So I'll use him to get the red brick before I end this fight. So I slam on that and then go over to the side to regain my jump. And then I miss the jump on purpose so that I can spawn back in that cave. And that actually manipulates Grievous to not kill me. And so that I can get the cutscene skip. What did I say? I never lie.
Well,
Very nicely done.
yeah. Well, you can't disprove that, so. I choose to believe them.
All right, we
Yeah,
have
episode 3 is one of the
very two cool levels. Yeah.
episode 3 is one of yeah. Yeah, the cool this level, you always start with Yoda, and in free play you would also pick Force Ghost Yoda. So you basically just get to do all of these cool skips, including getting onto these bridges, which seemingly don't exist, but the collision points still there.
Oh, a little bit too early on that one.
Yeah, you also get to see how Yoda is very fast in this game. Yoda is... So his attack patterns is the fastest way to move. So he goes in a pattern of 3 attacks, and then if you jump out of the last one, you just keep that momentum going. And it's just a really fast way of getting through the levels. So that's the other benefit of this level. Yoda is fun to play as, compared to just holding a direction and going. He's actually got a bit more interactivity with it, so you need to make sure you're not being too slow with your attacks, but yeah, not missing either.
So the
This
bridge
level
collisions there.
is also,
Sorry.
like, really good as Yoda too, because like you get to see all this cool Yoda movement getting behind these bridges, and then there's another like couple skips coming up later on in the level, and then you also just get to see the famous Yoda quote. Just incredibly fortunate that this level of all levels is one where you have Yoda.
And I'm blowing up the beach. It's actually required to get the red brick. I called it that because of the bombs. So you blow all of them up, and then the red brick just decides to appear. So as you retrace my footsteps. Actually, a nice thing is that episode 3 is a 1 visit. And another nice thing about Yoda, which you saw there a little bit, and you'll see here, is that you can still double jump out of an attack, even if it's in the air. And so I can effectively do a quad jump here to get under an invisible wall, in theory. I had too much height, that's why this one's really tricky. Okay. I don't know what that was. It ate my attack. And then
Yeah, went to
get
deflect
over
the blast bolt coming towards you.
Ah, that's what it was.
Oh, the target.
Talking about nice things, do we have a second for a donation?
Yes, of course.
We have a $55 donation from GG. No message, so GG to all the runners. And thanks for the donation.
Yes, thank you so much for the GG. GG to everyone so far. Sounds like it's been a success. Wish I could have tuned in more often, but what a chaotic timing to have to move. Still don't believe that that's real, the mod that has had to be busy because they're moving. What is that excuse? Oh yeah, and I clipped through a door all casually. I didn't get it first try, but that is a thing that I did. Okay, okay. This is Pickle. Jank Pickle actually has run any percent, so shoutouts to Jank Pickle, and shoutouts to spamming cutscene skips. And, you know, I don't want to keep this trend of saying shoutouts to everything, but shoutouts to Yoda again in this level. It's actually very cool, and you will see some faster movement at the beginning because I will be able to bonk my head after the third attack and then get into the attack cycle even more quickly, using advantage of the low ceiling at the start here. See, I kind of bonk my head and get back into the attack cycle. Oop, I popped out. And then this is another door that I can just clip through, in theory. This is a very difficult, like, kind of scripted movement room. I don't think I'm getting it there. So I need to double jump out of Yoda's third attack to get the most height to get up that ledge. In free play, when we use Yoda there, we used to character swap, but I don't have that possibility here. And actually coming up is one of my favorite, like, subtle Yoda movement rooms, because when you double jump and slam onto a container, which these chairs are, you actually don't get stuck in place and you don't have to animation cancel, and that makes it really fun to just go around the edge of the room and destroy the chairs, which causes the red brick to appear. You're not supposed to get that one in story, but I did because I'm a speedrunner. In theory, sometimes I
Yeah,
speedrun this
speedrunner's
game.
code for cheater, by the way.
And then we have what some people
level is
consider
just
to
a
be like the hardest Yoda clip. Oh, it's memeing me. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
typically when we're doing Yoda clips, we like to have like a wide door to do it on, and that door gets very thin at the base of it, so it can be very annoying to get the right positioning to clip
Oh.
through.
Still
if you
got it.
like, if you looked closely, like you could see that on the attempts that they failed, like they kind of got pushed away from the door, by the door, and when doing Yoda clips, you really want to be like right up against the door that you're going to clip through. So it's really tough to be in quite the right spot for that.
Ordinarily,
This next level, in my opinion, is actually cooler in story. You get to see a pretty cool.
where was I going? Oh, I'm paused again. Well, hey, I actually picked up the cutscene skips in episode 3. Nothing to say about this first room, but in the second room there is a pillar clip. I'm going to get through the door without Yoda, and in fact Yoda's clip method does not get through this door. And Anakin's going to stand in my way to prevent me from getting a 35 on the timer. I'll just have to settle for a 34, provided I actually set it up correctly, which I don't.
I was gonna say, don't jinx it. Because, yeah.
Nice, easy jump.
Fun fact about that clip, for whatever reason, it just doesn't work in co-op.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It doesn't make any sense, but it just doesn't work.
Jump spacing is like, they give you a whole second to do your second jump in this game. And now, I'm going to go on the edge of this rock and go around the room transition and then beat up on a second Anakin, which will count as me beating the boss. And I'm not going for the double here. I don't want to. Because the first cutscene is only 9 seconds.
This double's very risky because it saves very little time, and if you only get the first cutscene skip and miss the double, which the queue for the cutscene skip isn't that great, then you're going to have to watch a much longer cutscene, so it makes a lot of sense to just wait out the cutscene and get the guaranteed second cutscene skip, especially in a longer category like this.
12 red bricks in. The prequels is where I want to be. Nothing missed yet. And we already did secret plans, so now we're like back on track of everything. We're going straight to the Jundland Wastes. This used to be one of my more hated levels in free play when Yoda clips were new. It's still one of the more difficult ones, but it's nicer now. Don't have so much to deal with in story. However, there are some things that make it easier, which I'm glad about. First thing I'm going to do is switch to Ben, who was not behind me. That's in Spaceport. I'll remember that in Spaceport, surely. Spoilers, I will not. Yeah. So I can get up to the ledge at the right side of this room by using just the very lowest platform, and if I force that as early as possible, that will prevent me from getting interrupted while using the force there. Nice little thing, because it can be really annoying to be interrupted when you're using the force. And then I have to climb the sand crawler, but I do not have to let Luke up at all. He's gonna cheat a little bit, but since I didn't pull that lower lever, he cannot get up now. And you're supposed to have 2 characters to pull these at the same time, but the cooldown is just, I don't know, not there. So you don't
Yeah,
need
what if you
2
just
characters.
try to pull them both yourself? Like, kind of just works that easily.
Unfortunately, you do need like both characters to get to the top of the same car and get a really fun rush, which it's a little annoying, but fortunately, I'll deal with that in this category.
And now I'm going to get R2 early by just, you know, going at that side of the wall there. Skipping a block push. I am going to be really mean to a Jawa here, because if I am not, Luke will get stuck on a Jawa when he tries to go pull the other lever, which I don't want. It wastes time when I want to get C-3PO. And this might be the last point of actually doing slash storage that I can think of, just to make it way easier to cross that gap. The old methods were not fun. And I'm leaving the second player behind. I will need Luke, but this is just another case of the AI will magically be behind me at one point once I get to the bridge, which I need to force out of the quicksand. And I do need to fully get it up.
If you swap P2 to 3PO, does it like swap back to?
I don't know, but it's not so much of a big deal. Like, he was right there behind me anyway. Alright, going to get the red brick. I'm going to have to use R2's very slow hovering. And hopefully Ben's in position here where I can, yep, just swap back to him there. And now, found by Jinjairu, a really long time ago Batman DS Glitch Hunter, you can just abuse buggy level geometry to pull that before the shield is up and get a 1 pause cutscene skip to boot.
Nice. That was clean.
Alright, spaceport, and I'm actually going to remember that Ben is behind me this time.
This level is also really cool and story.
Yeah, there are some
You're gonna see about that.
unique things. Not the droids you're looking for, just so you know. Alright, so what's going to happen is that just the first room is where I have the characters, the same characters as the last level, but then I'm going to open the door. That's what it looks like when you start pause sometimes. I'm going to open the door to get to the next room, and that would be the Cantina cutscene. Hopefully I'll skip it. I don't want to watch the Cantina cutscene. But yeah, I can just get up there really early by jumping on top of this stuff. Ow. Okay, I'm still up there. So I'm going to fall into the door. Ah, okay. Those were not 1 frame it buffers, unfortunately. That would be another case where you would see Ben suddenly become Han Solo. There's the famous who shot first scene. And then now we have, he doesn't like you. I don't like you either. But Ben's there to the rescue. We talk about business or something. We don't believe him. my capture card disconnects because my name is Shemcat now. It's back.
Oh, I haven't even had my run yet.
3DS capture software is pretty bad sometimes.
Yeah, as you will see if you just continue watching the LEGOthon event. Smile. roughly this time tomorrow, I will be playing another LEGO game. This time, Batman on the DS. So you want to watch that? Smile.
Chewie? Alright, so here's a really finicky setup where I have to get both characters in place, but once I've got Chewie there, I can shoot him slightly into that door, and that is enough to get him into the loading zone when I swap back to him, and skip yet another block push. And speaking of skipping a block push, this one is slightly less technical than that, because I'm just going to try to do a precise jump off of the trash can here, or as I said in the Collectible Rush notes, the bin. And then I have to do that. But yes. No red brick in story here, unfortunately. And now I'm going to mention that in the runner guide, it actually asks that runners try to stay present for their whole run. But look, I make the rules here. No, I'm kidding. It's just that the next cutscene for the intro. Well, I'll have to see if I skip the one at the end of this level first. The intro cutscene for Death Star Escape is actually really long in this game. I don't know why, but it's the longest cutscene in the game at like 80 seconds. And so I'm going to leave and let my commentators talk about that level, because they're really funny sometimes. Alright, let's see. Not far enough, and I got the skip. And see you in just a second. Enjoy the cutscene.
Oh
no.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh, that's bad.
Oh, this is... Come on, man.
You get an extra one cutscene now. John
Hey.
wants to cover with us.
Oh, yeah. So if you hadn't caught onto it at the start of every level, there's a little Star Wars text crawl that happens, and you can usually just skip them, but you still can, but that relies on the runner being present. I suppose.
How are you doing today, Sean?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great today. It's a nice early morning hours over here in the UK. How are you doing, C-Cubed?
Better now that John skipped
Are you excited to see Death Star Escape in action though?
Wow, did I miss it?
the best level.
How are we still here?
John, you missed.
Oh,
You missed the
I missed the press start.
the text crawl. You forgot to skip that.
Uh-oh. I forgot about that because I was like, oh yeah, the game's saving. I have even more time. Whoops.
No.
Well, did you enjoy reading the text? Was it a good story?
I'm glad. I haven't seen Star Wars Episode 4 in a while, so it was nice to get the story context. I have no clue what's going on.
Alright, actually immediately in this level I'm going to do a good trick called Princessless where I get through this ceiling. It's actually a frame perfect jump, so it's going to take me a few tries. More than a few, in fact. There we go. And bam. I skipped the cutscene and I actually get to keep my characters, so now I still have Ben. And Ben is going to help me do the full Princessless skip where I jump up on the security camera and then to an invisible ledge up here and swap to R2, fly towards the camera, and hey, it's the room where they grapple across a gap. But I'm going to go backwards because this is all red bricks. And so I'm going to use that panel to get over here so that I can get to bridge with the panel when I go back. You actually technically don't need to do this, but I have... It loses 10 seconds to build that, and it's a really ridiculous strat to get the panel without the bridge. But yes, I need to make sure that that container stays. Otherwise, I cannot complete this room, because by doing that big sequence break, that room actually breaks even further and does not spawn the big push block. So that was necessary.
It's worth noting that in PC and console, like this level 5 is actually split into 2 separate levels. So even though they started at the beginning of what would be, I think, level 4, that skip brings them to what would be the end of level 5, like just after the trash compactor. And fortunately, the red brick is after that, because I don't think you can go back to that point in the level after doing that. So Princess List is in fact useful here.
It is faster than playing the rest of the Princess Rescue out, so we never rescue her. But I have to put the helmet on Ben, because only Ben can get me to the end of this room now that the tall push block has despawned. Get me over that gap. And there we go. We can activate it. And yeah, now we're in the grapple room. There is no need for a Stormtrooper helmet to open this door. There is a nice door sound glitch there. And that puts us straight into the last room. We don't get to do the Falconless thing. We do have to go around this room. It's just funny though. I know I obviously forgot to skip the text crawl, but we have that long cutscene and then suddenly, bam, probably the level where the most happens in at the start. I don't want to be you. Whoops. Uh-oh. I'm having a button moment. I almost had a button moment. Can this still get under 215? I think it can. I've been doing well enough. Alright, I was just going for spam button presses there, but no luck.
Can't believe you're willing to get sub 1 hour this run. This is awesome.
I'm actually going to get 35
Sub-hour?
free play.
For real?
Someone's gotta do that.
I thought Jacob already had 35.
Okay,
yeah, right.
so there was this time in 2020 when I was running free play on stream, and I think the record was 41 at that time, right? Was that when we were tied? It might have been
It
when
was,
we
it
were
was
tied.
something like that. It was...
And someone comes into my chat, asks what the world record is, and I say it's that 41-minute time. And they find an any percent run. And any percent is shorter because you don't play most of the game. And they were like, actually, this person did it in 35 minutes, and they would not take my answer for anything. So then when Shem absolutely demolished that record, just barely missed being the first to sub 40 in free play by 7 seconds. Well, technically 8, but it was a 40.07. The very good description, an all-time one on the boards, is this would be more impressive if not for the world record already being 35.53 by Jacob. That's my commentary for this level, because this level is really simple with infinite torpedoes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's very fortunate that you have infinite torpedoes in this level. Otherwise, you'd have to make quite a few trips across the game.
Actually,
Yeah, it's not like they're even interesting trips. It's just going back and forth.
yeah. Like this one, there are 4 targets, but you can only hold 3 torpedoes. Oop.
You do unfortunately miss out on a strat where you get an extra torpedo and take it through this section. But at the same time, you have infinite torpedoes anyway. So.
But I can do absolutely nothing here and actually save time by getting hurt. This was something I discovered, like, before I even ran any percent, and it was like, hey, not even the task does this, because Nuxmaster had an any percent task, like, I don't know, 2017, I want to say. And then they told me about the carrying the torpedo strat, but yeah, this is faster. This does speed up the auto-scroller. Just by getting hurt over and over, it pushes me forward. And there is a strat for the cutscene skip here, so after the next heart, we're going to count the stud rows. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there we are. We skip that cutscene, and we go get the red brick at the back of this room. With fun button pressing. In the shape of
Yeah,
a
I was gonna say
pedophile.
I always hated those precise button presses on the vehicle levels. Like it moves fine going forwards and backwards, but moving from side to side is not the speciality of these spaceships.
Nice double.
Yeah, I just got a 2-pause double. That was the fastest double I could have had. Yeah, for if you missed it,
Yeah,
that's 2 cutscene skips back to back that you have to skip. So 2 frame perfect pauses.
Yeah, and unlike episode 3, where the first one is short, that first one is also really long. So getting the double there is very important. But they did it pretty much flawlessly. That was awesome.
This is a level, to say the least. The intro cutscene is not quite as long as it is on PC. Someone said the other day that they saw the mustache guy pull the mustache out of his pocket, and I want to watch really carefully and see if that was true or if it was just the binoculars like I thought it is. Because there's a guy with a mustache in this cutscene. And he does get his binoculars. Let's see. No, he always has a mustache.
That would be so awesome if he just pulled that. Holy moly.
So, Shem, do you know how the out of bounds here works? Because we're going into that straight away.
Kinda, I think.
Go for it.
So in this level, you have the unique mechanic of being able to like circle around with your little rope around the AT-ATs. And if you do that in a precise way with the
No,
AT-AT like
come on.
right next to you,
Come on. Okay.
then yeah, you can sort of like hug against it, and then you can start spinning around it, and then cancel it whilst you're out of bounds, and then just you're out of bounds now, so you can just like go. You can go to the next area.
And so that actually...
skip everything.
Oops. That actually goes all the way through room 2. And we're now in the last room. There is meant to be a second room. That was really fast.
Yeah, that was really impressive.
That was awesome. That was sick.
Because I think I tried to do that for our improper load showcase, because that is a case of improper loads going through a room that you're not supposed to be in with no collision. That's why I went through the walls in that room. And I just couldn't get it in the showcase we did last year. Yeah, this is your...
That's improvement.
See if
That's
everything
improvement, chat.
spawns.
The fact that that was weird was so scary. It feels like it's been like 3 years and 6 months.
Alright, come on, probe droids. I need one more probe droid. Okay, wow, that was actually really good spawns. This would have... Okay, we gotta skip a cutscene first. And we did. That... I need to time that later because that would be a massive gold. My gold doesn't even have first try on the out of bounds.
Yeah, another thing worth mentioning is that those big AT-ATs, you usually need to like spin around them and then hit them with the big set of projectiles. But if you have the torpedoes, you can just pow and kill them in one shot. So that's nice. That's a nice bit of time save from infinite torpedoes as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, the only torpedo generator in that room in that level is in the second room. So actually you wouldn't even be able to do the out-of-bounds skip and get that red bricken story if you didn't have infinite torpedoes.
This level is a level that they're gonna have to come back to to get the red brick, but it's actually really fortunate that they're gonna have to come back to it because it's one of the coolest levels in play, and you get to see it.
If I play it well, which has not been happening recently. It's one of the hardest Yoda levels. Pretty simple in story. Actually, my very first LEGOthon run was this game all levels, and now we're doing that with just a little bit more, adding the red bricks as well. And I discovered a soft lock at the very end of this level that lost me 4 minutes. I got stuck behind a force field. To be fair, I glitched my way in there in the first place, but I respawned in there with both characters. Oh, wrong way. What is this, Jedi battle? Why am I going the wrong way?
Yeah, the reason we saw the screen fade to black there as well is because it basically just or that's when the cutscene was meant to happen in the other room, of like showing C-3PO coming out of the ice block or whatever. But since the like trigger for that happened in a different room, it just didn't play and just showed a black screen instead.
Well, this is interesting. This is not the formation the snowtroopers usually have.
I'm really glad you explained that, Shem, because I was wondering what that was.
Oh, yeah, and I completely tuned it out because I'm so used to it. This room later on is really cool with Yoda when you can skip shooting the icicles down. Not so much in story, you actually do have to go through them. Ah, okay. Yeah, I deserve it, I guess.
Stalag. These are some very stalag normal jumps.
Stalag normal, yep. You had to be the one to say it, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm saving the good one for you.
Oh, okay. Very nice of you. See, the funny thing is, I used to think the ones hanging from the ceiling were stalagmites because I had this thing in my head of stalagmite fall on your head. But no, it's actually stalactite because they hold on tight. And then this, I'm going to get behind the second force field by getting on top of that with a character swap to 3PO. And then going back to Han so I can jump into this one and use the panel as 3PO, and then I need to wait now for Leia to come back over so that I can finish the level. We're in a good rhythm with the cutscene skips right now, though. Alright, Falcon Flight. The red brick here is right behind me at the start. So I'm going to need to turn around and then take out all of the guns that are on the Star Destroyer at the start of the level. There's no real intersections. There's just a Star Destroyer that has a mini kit and the red brick on it. But yeah, we're going through the asteroid field in the first room, and it's going to be a very loud room because I'm going to be shooting and they're all going to be exploding.
Yeah, I think this level might be the pinnacle of level design in general. Like, it goes crazy. It goes crazy. It's so cool.
At least there is no boulder RNG with how it spins at the end. There's just 3 targets, plain and simple. Same as at
and
the
you
end of the
also
feature.
randomly going through this room, you will sometimes just get a mini kit. There's no indication of it, but if you go into the pause menu, you'll see you've gotten one mini kit even though you haven't. done anything for it, so that's...
So I'm going to debunk that live because I've run Collectible Rush. Actually,
Is that bug?
um,
Oh, am I spreading fake news?
that is just an Eric Dent myth. So Eric Dent is a very useful GameFAQs user who wrote out where all the collectibles are, but he didn't know where that mystery minikit came from. And to be fair, we're still not entirely sure, but the thing about there being no notification is false, and also the thing about there being no sound is just that it's such a loud level that there are probably explosions over the top of it. And the way that I've gotten it, like forced it every time, is that you just blow up all the asteroids, and there is probably one specific one that has it. Either that, or there's just a counter that doesn't display. Like destroy a certain number of asteroids to get this minikit.
Spreading false information is exactly why we do it.
Oh, exactly. Neither of you have
what
run
other
this
lies can I...
I'm the only
Yeah,
person
what
who's
other
ever
lies
run
can
this
we think
category.
of?
Did you know that in this game, Darth Vader actually isn't in Star Wars? Crazy, right?
I can't believe you spoiled the fake spoiler. Also, Han Solo lives because there's no episode 7. How about that?
Han
Unfortunately,
Solo dies? What?
not in this game. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I lost my visual cue because I died earlier in that room, and a really good visual cue for end of level cutscenes in ship levels is the survival minikit. So if you don't die in a room, you get a survival minikit, and then it kind of goes towards the screen. It's also about a 1 second long animation every time, and when it disappears, that's when you know you've got it. Also, we have time for a few hydrations. Don't forget to drink water.
We got time for hydration. Do we have time for a donation question? Fantastic. We have $10 from Garrison Larison. No message. Greatly appreciated though, and I do want to note we are only $250 away from unlocking the run we were all waiting for, Lego Funky Dots bonus ran by Wii Super at the very end of this event. So be sure to get your donations in to see that.
Beautiful. Love to hear it from Garrison Larison, the true goat. And actually, that's just a coded message because his initials are GL, so thanks for the good luck as well. Chance of an AI warp here, but we didn't get it. And droids are so slow that actually we don't even need to get this bridge up for Luke to cross, but it's faster to use Luke to walk to the end of this room. It's crazy. And then on the other
considered not... Yeah, the fact that, yeah, you don't need to. It's just, yeah, so natural to want to not play as R2-D2 whenever possible.
Good cutscene skip there. Because that's actually a really long mid-level cutscene skip. And now I've got Yoda, we can clip through really thick gates like that one because they just have regular door collision. And jump over the swamp. Another really cool level. No need to see this one in free play because we already have Yoda and we can already get the red brick. That's not this room, that's the next room, silly. Yeah, doing all of these cool Yoda moves. It's Yoda's home, and it's one of the cooler Yoda levels in my opinion. Now there is one unfortunate thing, and that is that there is a Dream Vader fight, which is actually the last room of this level. And we can skip it because we can clip through the door that gets into the end level cutscene. However, nice fail. Stop. Oh, I'm not even getting the double. Okay. There we go. That was way closer than it should have been. You'll see the gate in a moment that the cutscene happens so soon after doing the clip that I have never found a way to make it physically possible to get this cutscene skip, and it's a long cutscene too. It's just that, like, yeah, you could set it up if you opened the gate, and it could just be barely faster if you got a really good Dream Vader fight and skip the cutscene. But what if you don't skip the cutscene? It's a frame perfect trick, so I'd rather just clip right through. And yeah, this is like a 50-second cutscene, unfortunately. Yo, thanks, Chimkin. Alright. Going into what will be another very long cutscene to start the last level of episode 5. However, we have basically cut this level in half. They combined Cloud City Trap with Betrayal over Bespin, and the way they did it was to start in Bespin, then cut to Cloud City, and then go back to Bespin. We will not be doing the Cloud City Trap segment at all because of a trick that was accidentally discovered in another All Levels marathon run I did. And it is the silliest trick we have, question mark. We have a lot of silly tricks, but this one probably should take the cake. This level is just abnormally glitched. There is a lot of unloading of stuff. Before we get there, I do have to fight Boba. And to skip getting the stairs, I'm going to character swap up there like that. Easy first try. And then chase after Boba. It's completely random where he goes in this room, and he didn't really give me a nice starting point. Ah, don't dodge. I'm pretty far away from the door as well. That cutscene, though, when he runs away, is actually always the same length, no matter how close to the door he is, so that's nice. But coming up in the next room... Oh boy, who wants to take this one? Have I been... Okay. I thought I got bamboozled for a second.
Yeah, so basically what we're aiming for here is to jump and then like a frame or two before you hit the ground, shoot, and if you get like a 1 in 4, that happens.
Yeah.
And then if you character swap, the door isn't loaded because the game was like, oh, they're in like the room below. We don't need to have this door loaded.
Meanwhile, I'm like, what
But
room
you're
below?
obviously still in that room. And then, yeah, you just click through the door and save like 16,000 minutes.
But
Or
wait,
maybe a little less, but roughly
there's
that much.
more. If you subscribe now, we'll include 1 free sponge in your order. No, I'm just kidding. We get to do another door unload by going out of bounds there. And when we hit the trigger for another out of bounds room, you can character swap to kind of store those properties and then unload doors in this room. And so we go into that room to get the red brick. And that's how we would end the level as well, but because I am back in this room for a second time, I'm going to have to go and do that door unload again.
I was in such like any percent mindset. I was so confused when you were just walking straight past the door for a second there.
Any percent is a good category. It's by far the most popular handheld one. Did I character swap out of bounds? I have no idea.
Yeah,
I think
so.
Okay. Nah, no cutscene skip on that first one.
that double is really hard to time.
Yeah.
It's not really a good cue for when like the first cutscene is going to start. You just kind of have to guess when it's going to happen and hopefully get good one-frame buffers, and then react when it does start so you can get the double. But Yeah, fortunately, they're just going to be able to do the guaranteed buffer cutscene skip. So,
The second one is slightly longer by about 5 seconds. So that is more ideal than getting just the second cutscene skip, or just the first cutscene skip, sorry. So that was the weirdest level, and now we have another case of combining two. 8 is where I want to be, still no Miss Red Bricks, you love to see it. We're going into the final episode. Someone in chat asked what my PB is. For this category, all Red Bricks, it is a 207.13. Don't listen to what the boards say, we have really fast mods, smile.
Oh yeah, I have to verify that, don't I?
It's only 10 seconds faster than my leaderboard PB, so I wasn't overly stoked with that in a category like this, but that's kind of the long category experience in this game from New Game, because you've got all these cutscene skips and stuff. Alright, Jabba's Palace combines both Jabba's Palace with the Sarlacc Pit, or also known as the Great Pit of Carkoon. Carkoon's probably sleeping, so we don't want to disturb the Great Pit too much. Although, unfortunately, we don't get to do Hanlesslas in this category, which is a skip that in free play you would jump from the first room to the second to last room, is it?
Yeah.
And skip almost all
That
of
is
the
not fake information.
almost all of the sail barge stuff. I'm going to need a helmet. And I'm going to be absolutely mauled by the Gamorrean guards because they are brutal with their axe. I am going to for sure take a death on this next one. But at least I close them off. Alright, got my helmet. And I'm ready to do bounty hunter things. Fun fact, which you may not know if you have not played this version before, but you have played PC and console. The free play Leia in her Bausch outfit actually is a bounty hunter, like by default. But yes, we now want to keep the helmet for until the end of the Jabba's Palace section. And fortunately, if I trust player 2 to keep hold of that helmet, they're not going to lose it if they get hit. Whereas if I had it on player 1, I would lose it. Also, I've got to do character swaps, and that would make it go away anyway. I'm kind of being lazy. I could use the touch screen to change characters, but I hugely prefer using the bumper buttons.
yeah, especially with doing like slam storage tricks, like the touchscreen is really terrible to use.
Yeah, no, because
So
to get the most optimal storage, you'd have to do a frame perfect swap, and I'm not doing that with the cutscene, with the touchscreen. The cutscene, wow, they rhyme. Touchscreen and cuts, I can't even. Okay, we didn't get it there. This is the only place in the run where.
Yeah, speaking of
there's actually
cutscene.
Exactly, perfect segue. The only place where there is a double cutscene in the middle of the level. So I would have to get a double frame perfect trick there as well. But I'm going to have to press pause at a good time in a moment to skip the second one. Jabba's really animated. He's really gross. He's going to be really weird about women because it's the 80s, I guess.
yeah, so you get to watch a pretty funny cutscene now. Like the cutscenes are just so good.
I know.
Almost a shame.
All the animations. Ooh, I died. Where is that going to put me? Yeah, okay. Cool. Thanks, game. Alright, this fight's a little weird. Hey, come on. And the Gamorrean's in the way. This is also a really hard cutscene skip. Stop going away. I'm trying to slash you so I can get the cutscene, then you're going away. All right. This is going disaster mode. One downside of that right there is that now you can hear the jetpack still going. This is called sound glitch. However, it should hopefully go away before I get to the end of this level. Because in certain levels, it can carry over to later levels and make horrible garbled mess sounds that are not fun to listen to. And in the event that that does happen, I am just going to reset the game to not force anyone to listening to it. But I have to get the red brick first. Alright, it's gone. That slam was enough to cure us. So I need to go up here to get the red brick. And then hopefully walk to the right point to... It seems early. Yep, skip that. Another very long cutscene. This is where it gets really punishing because the cutscenes get really long. And so it's a huge time save to skip them. So Speeder Showdown is entirely a ship level here. And there's actually not too much going on. There is, I should mention, another chance to do an out of bounds on one of the little walkers, AT-ST, which we determined the other day in Ladder League that the S is for small, so that's how you know which is which.
What does the A stand for then?
Abnormally large, I guess.
Abnormally large.
If you write that out in full, it would be an alt account. Adult. Yeah, in the second room, you could do that, but it's such a silly setup that it's kind of TAS only right now because there's so much randomness in getting that walker to follow you in the first place. And in this case, it only saves about 3 seconds. It would skip the second chase section where you're going after the scout troopers, but it is the definition of not worth it in terms of the tricks in this speedrun. And actually, I just remembered that I wouldn't be able to do it in this category anyway because the red brick is in the second chase. Oh, don't turn around. Alright, well I guess I'm going backwards into the transition. But yeah, I need to hit all of the floor buttons in this room. I'm probably going to bonk into a pillar and die, but oh well. I don't have to restart the room or anything. I'm not playing GBA anymore. It's funny though, that run went very smoothly. Alright, there are 8 buttons. I think that's the 5th. Yeah, we're good. The last one's just going to automatically give me the brick. And the last room has a little strat where I can go behind everyone here. And when you get to the back of the room, the game auto turns you around, which is good to just get these little blue things out of the way. And then the level. And hopefully give me a... Oh, I was too late on that one. I was trying to time it perfectly again. I did get the visual cue, but I was too late. It's okay. Really small cutscene there.
Next level has a really neat trick.
True, yes, of course. Yeah, so this is one that we're all familiar with as free play runners. It's a lot easier to handle with self-destruct. But we do have a very neat story alternative. It was probably found by Mage Car, wasn't it?
I think so.
I don't know why I have it in my head that this was a possible Shem finding, but it's probably because you found the the other improper load room And this thing doesn't want to break.
Yeah, I find way more useless things. Yeah, if you're right next to that, I guess your gun is like going through the panel or something. I don't know why, but yeah, whenever you're like right, like face pressed up against it, it doesn't want to break.
Yeah. Alright, so here's the thing where instead of using self-destruct, I'm actually going to take out those canisters first because he'll auto-target. I'm going to shoot at Leia and then swap to Leia and character swap on the same frame. And that stores her death frames to skip the elevator. Storing death frames does... It helps you to get past a death barrier that would be there otherwise. And that's probably 30 or more second time save in this category, even more than free play because you have to do a whole bunch of block pushing. Or, no, it is similar, because I forget you would have to do that otherwise in free play. This section is very inconvenient because I have to get both characters up this ledge that I'm supposed to do something else to get up there, but I managed to keep Leia on the ledge. Yeah, you're not supposed to get up there like that, but extra height boost from character swaps, and then just some animation canceling, which I've been doing throughout the run. You can also swap characters to get out of a travel shoot animation. Ow.
Yeah, the AI loves to misbehave there by just jumping straight down once they're up again and once you've swapped to the guy on the lower level, but luckily, yeah, they were relatively nice there.
I think it may have been helped by a slight push from me going up in time. Kept them up on the ledge. So we get to skip the bunker later because this is the last level where I can't get the brick and story. Yeah, but I have to go through the bunker the slow way here. Oops. Alright, that's not the way to swap. You can beat this animation through to the door, although you'd have to see that little camera pan anyway. There is something that you can do where you can jump from that. Okay, yeah, I'm not going for it. I was only going to try that once because I have actually never landed it. But you technically don't need to get any of these platforms up because you can stand on those grates there. And if you can jump from the container onto that, then you would skip the 2 button animations. It's very precise. That's just another thing where, like, sometimes Lord Magecar says things and you say, oh, okay. But he is correct. You can do it. But I can't. Clearly.
Who is you in this context? Who is the you?
Alright, now we gotta do the other side. A little bit more going on in this room. First we gotta start using this platform. Oh, I hate that sound. I heard that Wicket death sound because the AI died as Wicket. That's the most dreadful death cry
Oh, no.
that you never want to hear. Yeah, we've got that one pulled. I did pull the lever, right? I didn't just skip it like I'd like to do. Lord Mage Carp. Oh, I heard it again because the animation was too long. Poor Wicket.
Well, is the stream buffering just a me-end thing, or is it actually?
Oh, it is
there actual frame drops?
mega buffering. Uh-oh.
I was about to ask the same question.
Yeah, no, it's buffering.
My internet is kind of horrible.
No, that was me. It had a moment. Oh, okay, it's back. It's still having a moment.
Uh-oh. It happens. That's one of the risks of online marathons, I suppose. Can't really be helped. It just, yeah.
It adds character.
Yeah. It seems steady now, but I did just drop over 2,000 frames. Oops.
God.
0.5% of frames. Hey, that's a better success rate than I used to have.
Hey, your stream just wants to match the frame rate of the game. It's all good.
Are we good now? It's everything.
Yeah, one time I was. It's looking alright. Yeah, one time I was doing an online marathon and my internet had been fine like the whole day, but as soon as I clicked go live for the marathon, it was like 50% or something frame drops. It was horrible.
Yeah.
That wasn't the Xenoblade run, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thankfully it
wow.
was a race, so at least there was one perspective that was working, but
But also Xenoblade is a
I did feel pretty
4-hour
bad.
run. All right.
Kill doesn't exist in this game.
No. You have to see what it looks like to fight the Emperor. Oh, come on.
Here they're going to be going for some cycle skips. There you saw the bottom. Very nice. Basically, you have time to swap to the other character and finish an attack before you can start the lightning animation. As Yoda, you can skip all 5.
Yeah.
But, here, sorry, it's a little longer, but they've still very quickly.
Story cycle skips are so hard.
You're going to be seeing them attempt some more on this next phase. Basically, they're going to, like after they use the force to create the fan and get on the lightning maze, they're hopefully going to be able to skip some of those cycles using the precise attack pattern.
Yep, so there is a chance, I'm going to go for it. It's a frame perfect trick to actually keep the floor on while it starts. It's going to totally mess up the AI for the rest of the level, but why not go for it? Because it's cool. Ah, okay, not quite. The AI is here, though, and now hopefully we can slam. Okay, there's another cycle skip. We can actually just do it with one character here.
Do you have a setup for the lightning?
I
maze?
don't, especially not in, yeah, very much not in story.
Okay, yeah.
It's way
Yeah,
easier
it's
to time
pretty
with Yoda.
often. Most of the time when runners get it, it's like kind of luck based.
All right,
Like,
come on,
the way
Luke.
Basically, you beat
Oh, okay.
basically the way that lightning maze thing actually works is you need to like get Vader to jump at the same time that it would normally like switch tiles.
See, this just happens. Sorry.
That's just a yeah, that's a 6-4 moment for sure.
Yeah, I have stopped going ahead of the AI in story mode just because I had to see just what they were doing, and the results were shocking. They were just dying on that over and over, like, I don't know, jump or something. How is the AI coded like that there? I have to be careful not to force kill the Imperial Guards because the game has crashed on me multiple times doing that in Collectible Rush. Okay, well, yep, nice.
Oh no.
I saw it
Yeah,
happening,
it's
tried to
really
rescue it.
bad in the double. That's just a perfect example of why it's bad here.
And, okay, I thought he was...
Okay. I also did.
That can happen.
Yeah, very often, like, yeah, P2 can get stuck up on the ledge, so you have to, like, be pretty careful about when you actually walk into the Emperor's Force Lightning, like, range. Fortunately, it didn't happen. Very nice cutscene skip, by the way.
Yeah, that was decent. And save and exit one last time because we're going to do all the free play segments before we end on 6.5. It would probably be faster to continue story and do 6.5 now, but I will do anything to avoid the chance of that cutscene crashing on me in the middle of the run near the end.
Oh yeah, and just having to hit the cutscenes as well.
Yeah.
The cutscene skips, rather.
Ending on 6-5 is really iconic anyway, so it
Right.
works out. Alright, anyway,
Oh, where am I
the
going?
next level is... Oh wait, no. I'm a level early. This is still cool.
Yeah, so there's no like physical bottom. There is a floor, even though it's death down there. There is a floor for the detonator. I can't say that word. For the detonators to bounce up off and hit Maul. You can only do it twice because you have to end the fight with the canister throw. If you do more than 3 hearts to Maul, the game will crash. It will overflow. Now I get to see Yoda going through these levels being really cool. It's going to be interrupted a little bit in this room because I have to use the Sith Force here to break all of these. There's that red brick I mentioned way back at the start. These light pillars can also be really annoying and eat your jumps and stuff if you just barely clip the side of them. Ah, okay. It almost happened there. Alright, there we go. Red brick spawns. And once we get the red brick, we'll go back up next to that pillar and do a nice quadruple jump across. Except I started way too early for that to work. Oh, and I also lost a lot of height, but there we go.
A lot tighter than it looks.
Now I get to do
It's
4
really
clips.
tough to make sure that you actually clear the gap. Usually this level is the last one that replay RTA runners do, unless your name is Shemcat, so doing that jump at the end of a run is like kinda scary.
So,
It's just, it feels so horrible to lose on that one.
did you account for how you don't have invincibility in this free play section to handle the bombs and stuff? And yeah, so usually you would just throw bombs at the lightsaber bosses to make it so much easier and quicker. But without invincibility, you're going to be probably dying a lot. So much easier to handle, but I'm definitely going to accidentally blow myself up. Well, there, I was going to say at least once before the level ends. There we go. Level ended.
And yeah, this is free play, so they don't have to go out of their way to do any crazy cutscene skips. They can just end the level. And
Thank
there's no
goodness for
cutscene.
that. All right.
Yeah, earlier we mentioned,
Go for it.
yeah, you get to see the free play RTA route for this level, which is, it's quite cool.
I'm going to focus up
Basically,
here.
what they're going to do is that, yeah, they're going to start an infinite jump here, hopefully get through an improper load, which might go there, but so let's see if it can do it. Very nice. And then they're just going to go over to this jump here and skip 75% of the level.
Bam.
Nice. Yeah, that first, getting through that load trigger, going from the first room to the second to last room in that sequence is actually really tough, because there's not really a super good visual cue for it, and if you don't space your jumps well, it's very likely to just drop your input and you're going to fall down. You're going to have to set up the beginning again.
For real.
What I like to do for that is I like to count the heartbeats. I don't know like what other runners do, but it's precise enough to the point where you have to be very careful. And then here they're going to do another infinite jump. Blaster bosses work in a unique way where killing the blaster boss ends the level. So they're just going to start the cutscene, the blaster boss is going to fall through the floor, they die, the level's over.
Yeah, because
That was clean.
because I didn't load that room the correct way. Oops. There is no collision there, and that's how Django fell through the floor. And that's the closest thing we have to Ultra Kill in this game. I went the wrong way. I no longer need to select the custom character, so I can stay on page 4 where Yoda is now. Because I don't have Ghost Yoda as well. Also worth mentioning, no save and exit in this game. So you've got to finish the level in free play.
I think 2.5 is the first example of a panel skip in this run, right?
Correct.
Basically,
Oh, right. No, there was one in 4.4.
Yeah. Oh, right. But yeah, basically what they're going to do is they're going to try and pause at the same time as interacting with this panel, and it's going to hopefully like skip the minigame associated with it. Very nicely done. So yeah, they don't have to play the minigame. They can just skip the effect of the panel and skip the red brick.
I totally zoned out. Yeah, I zoned out and missed the first cycle, but that's okay. Ah, get in there. Okay, that's an example of an attack hurting you. Because that's a tiny door. But yeah, we can skip the door this time. The other day I randomly got Ghost Hearts here, which would be really useful if I could replicate it, but Magecar was so confused. Oh, I even missed there, huh?
When Magecar is confused, that's when you know it's hard to replicate.
Alright, bombs going the other way. I can avoid taking damage from the bombs because of this animation he does, but I am going to die to stuff like that. But now after this I can keep him in place. And again, when it fades out, I'm going to swap back to Yoda for faster Cantina movement, which is something that actually Darth Maul doesn't give you an opportunity to do. It's the only free play level that doesn't fade out at the end. It just cuts to black. Alright, we visited episode 3 earlier. So now it's just back to the OT. That's what they say when you're just really cool, I swear.
Yeah, in Mos Eisley Spaceport, you're going to get to see that same clip that they did earlier. The one where they like shot Chewie through the door, but instead we have Yoda now. So they could just do a very unique example of a Yoda clip, where most of the time with Yoda clips, as you see there, they had to do like an upright input, or doing the last slash.
First I'm getting a red brick. We'll get there in a second.
With this upcoming one, they don't have to change direction at all.
Yeah, it's the easiest Yoda clip. You could do it at home, because I'm going to slow it down for everyone, even though it's a speedrun. So, like, once you get to this spot right here, you can just attack 3 times and you'll go through the door. You don't have to press any inputs. Hold up, don't press any inputs, bam.
Oh, well, you do need to press Y, but yeah, no inputs.
Right, sorry, no
stick.
directional inputs. Control stick, what are you, a 3DS user?
Yeah, I was gonna say. The fact that you just said control stick hurts myself.
To be fair, over a control stick, it's the damn circle pad on 3DS
It's
anyway.
still crazy that you Yoda clip with a circle pad.
It's anyway, yeah, that last room, they don't have to do the whole sequence of shooting the panels and then beating the quote-unquote mini-boss. They can just do a Yoda clip into the fountain area, which is really nice.
Alright, let's see here. Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
this is the level.
Every single time it gives me double asteroid. You know what? No. I am going to get a setup that works for me to do heater skip. I'm probably not even going to get heater skip first try. I'm going to waste a bunch of time going for it. Why does it give me double astromech every single time I do this level?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I basically yeah. There we go.
They need a character that can jump in order to like initiate this, and there's 2 options. One is to like use the touchscreen to swap to the character, which is like kind of hard when like you need to swap characters at a precise time, and the other is to just have a jumping character in slot 6. But there they got it. So what they're going to do is they're going to store 2 slam storages here.
Nice.
And then, nice. So yeah, the slam storage doesn't have the restriction that like, the ceiling pushes them down. They can just kind of go through it if they use slam storages to attempt to pass through it. And 2 is enough to get through that ceiling. It's really sick.
I've been getting
This is the infamous ice clip.
I've been getting really got by this lately. So
There's a small gap between like, the door and the ice, or rather,
Oh
there's
my
a small
goodness.
gap in the ice that characters can just kind of go through. And you see, like they're going through the ice, but the issue is if you don't do it in a specific way, then you're going to go too far. And if you go too far, then you touch a loading zone that just reloads this room.
how did that
You
not?
really need to land in a
Okay.
specific spot after clipping through. And yeah, if you fail at once, P2 is in a really awkward spot for doing it, or for attempting it
Yeah.
again. So, it's tough.
Alright, you stand there. Oh man. Yeah, this has been really getting me lately. Wasting a lot of time. So I'm going through the door. This is not a regular door clip. Oh man. This is really bad though. See,
Yeah, this
I'm
is one of
beyond the
those tricks where,
door.
like, it's very easy to mess it up.
But I know that if I step there, it's going to reload the room. I don't know what I'm even doing wrong at this point.
You got this.
Finally. I feel like he pushed me that time.
Nice.
Well, at least I got heater skip quickly. Even that wasn't first try, but it's quicker than
Yeah.
I expected it to go.
No, I wasn't looking for a second. That was first try, right?
Yes, and I also pressed start
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
rescue the princess.
This is actually IO world record pace.
Hey, my golds in this level is so bad that it wastes a lot of time in that as well. I think, yeah, because I've never really gotten up to speed with this level in my return, my gold doesn't even get the panel minigame skip here.
This level's really, really hard.
Yeah.
In a free play RTA sense.
This is a regular door clip, but it can very often take many more tries than that. I'm kind of surprised after how Ice Clip went that that was first try. Because it's at a really awkward angle and doesn't give you much space to work with. And I'm not going to end the level because I've got a clip in here. And, oops, that wasn't an A-press. There we go.
Nice.
Come on.
That was very nice P2 positioning as well, so they don't have to flip out this spot.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And we're almost done with a little mini red brick rush, which has been a very popular category in PC lately. Gotta go back into one more level and/or to get the red brick here. And there's your double astromech again. Sheesh. This is kind of a good training ground level in free play, because there's a lot of just basic Yoda movement to get comfortable with here. The double jump across, or the triple jump across those gaps. Now here, okay, this is really a weird way of doing it. You would have
Even though this
self-destruct to do that in a free play run, but
Yeah, exactly. They didn't apply self-destruct, so they just have to do the same setup that they did before.
alright, and then, there we go. Skip the death barrier again. We got the red brick. And now we can just... Yep. This was basically the last interesting level of the run. There is only one left, but we've got to go through it in story, and it's a ship level, and we've got infinite torpedoes, so there's really nothing to say about it. another big thanks to Lord Magecar for all the tricks. And then some of the OG speedrunners, like Nuxmaster was my original competition in this. Shemcat and Z-Cubed have been slightly more recent rivals. And it's been a lot of fun. I have watched my records go to Z-Cubed. I actually haven't had a free play PB in over 2 years, which is crazy because that's my favorite category. But yeah, we've got a 1-minute cutscene, and I'm gonna take a drink. Whew. Time for a few hydrations again. What is this level even called? Into the Death Star. There we go. And that's what we're going to do. You know the Death Star? Actually, it's the Death Star 2, technically. Well, we're going inside, because that's how we're blowing up this one. No way.
You would have thought they'd learn from, like, the first time, right? Like, not to have, like, the big explosion hole be on, like, the outside of the Death Star, at least.
In their defense,
few
it
layers
was
deeper, but-
unfinished. Infinite Torpedoes trivializes this because there's no need to know where the TIE fighters spawn. Sorry, I think I talked over you because the game was being so loud that I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, not learning from your mistakes is the best way to go about life.
Oh,
Hey, one more celebration cutscene
again,
skip.
the final cutscene skip for the fans.
Oh, I died.
Love
Dang
to
it.
see it. You don't love to see it.
And now we just ask ourselves to crash or not to crash. That is the question. Fortunately, if it crashes, time will be over anyway because it's a crash like at the start of the end level cutscene. But yeah, we'll see what it feels like today. Time is going to end.
Oh yeah, Magecar's most important discovery.
Oh yeah,
The barrel rolls you can do. in the
false.
ship
That
levels.
was my discovery. It was
realize
just
that's a
completely
thing.
by accident.
Was it?
Yeah, I discovered it while doing a practice
Oh,
run
damn, well-
for a marathon, and Magecar had no idea. Neither did Nuxmaster.
Ah, sorry, it was more fake news on my end.
Last red brick as well. Okay, can't get that canister apparently. Alright, there we go. We got like 25 seconds until time ends. Honestly, don't worry about it being accurate because RTA runners can't hit the split button on time here either. I'll say when it is, but it's when the cutscene starts. I mean, technically I can try to get hit here to save a little bit more time. And that's time. And the answer is not to crash. How about it?
GG's.
Great run. That was awesome.
That was an experience. I actually got back into my groove and cutscene skips for the most part, so I'm definitely happy with that. There were just some other things, like it's been a hugely busy weekend that I kind of had things fall out of my brain, like the Jedal Bad Eye. Yep, that's it. Jedi Battle Incident. Very good cutscene right here that we do get to watch without any time penalty. And, yeah, a lovely Yup Nup song. And, 2 frames of drumming animation. Well animated cutscene. Do either of you have the main stream open? I'd love to know what my actual time was.
We got a 2:12:53.
Yeah,
Underestimate.
give or take a few seconds. Nice.
Underestimate. Very nice. So we're not done. We are going to see the pit stop minigame.
Oh.
So, there are a ton of things that are bad about 100%ing this game. It could be the save and exit, or the lack thereof, is a minor inconvenience. It could be that you have to get True Jedi in both story and free play. Oh, wait. Did you know the score multipliers don't even stack in this game? You can only turn one on at a time. That makes grinding go a lot slower. Also, things are really expensive in this game. But the biggest barrier for everyone is the mini games. And let me just check that I have all the red bricks first and that that time is actually like real and stuff. 15 out of 15 on both sides. Yay! Woo!
Yippee!
So you have to get a gold brick from 12 minigames. I should probably buy the minigame on this file first, huh?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Good thing I had enough studs. I would have just loaded another file. If not, okay. I'm so sorry. I had to listen to the Ewok death sound for a third time in this run because I accidentally slashed my cat. So mean. All right. Pit stop. I'm not anticipating getting the gold brick because it's really tight, but this is the fan favorite minigame in this run. There are a few different parts to it. Anakin's got to take a pit stop in the pod race, and the biggest reset point if you are going for the gold brick is right away, because what if you just get really bad RNG on the 3 random parts that you've got to replace? To get the gold brick, you have to do this first stage faster than 14 seconds. So let's see. Let's see how this goes. Well, there's an in-game timer, so don't worry about starting time on screen or anything. Oh, one thing I will say is that it's actually... I'm going to do some stream cropping of my own real fast, because the bottom screen is way more important here. There we go. There we go. Easy screen swap. So you can see
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
the timer on the top screen, which is now in place of the bottom screen. And yeah, the main focus will be on the bottom screen for this. This is a touch screen based minigame, so that makes it even more fun. Alright, let's see what parts it wants us to replace. Let's go. Oh. Perfect start. Okay. Good one. Just have to rotate it a little bit.
Oh my god, this is so optimal.
Oh, where is it? There it is. Okay, we're on pace for a gold brick. Those were the 3 random parts it gave me. Yeah, you cannot use the arrow keys to move up and down there. It's entirely touchscreen, and it wasn't really responding there because it's being really picky. Alright, let's see what's up next. It is a set order, I'm just playing it up for you. So we have to connect the wires here. They're 4 different colored bricks, including blue and purple, and on the bottom screen that I'm playing at, on an original DS, it is very badly lit up and hard to see the colors, and add on top, making it really difficult to see the difference between the blue and the purple here, if you're colorblind like me. This can also go backwards, and you can only really afford 1 miss. Before I do this, I'd like to shout out a viewer I have, Karmic Carrion, who actually told me about a Trauma Center DS glitch, which can be used here when the DS screen has multiple inputs at the same time. It can cause weird things to happen, and so what we could do is use like basically teleportation strats to connect the wires. I haven't yet been able to save time with that though, so I'm just going to have to do it the normal way. This isn't going to look overly speedy though. I just wanted to let you know about the glitch before the time started. Okay,
You ever
pretty
played
good
Among
first.
Us? Kind of reminds me of Among Us.
Ah! Alright, we're not getting this one. Yeah, I miss. Too many wire misses there. So no gold brick, unfortunately, with that one. All right, remove the debris. Okay, let's go. Sub 4, let's go. Yeah, you need to get under 4
Easy.
seconds removing the debris from the engine there. All right, next up, we gotta wipe the windscreen. Okay, 14 seconds of time to beat. Let's see if the touchscreen wants to actually like cooperate here. Get that mud off of Anakin's face.
I seem to remember my gold here being like super cracked, and I just could never replicate it.
Okay, we got it on that one. 12.1. Okay, this is one that I could not figure out as a kid to refuel. The trick is to kind of very slowly move them up from the right, and then, yeah, just quickly drag them over while the bar is not blocking. Bam. You can do it faster than that even. I've gotten sub 6
Nice.
seconds there. But yeah, it can really deny you. And then the last one is firing up the engine. It says fire engine. I don't see a fire engine anywhere. Maybe just to put out the flames that I created from this run just being too hot. Recently I've had trouble getting this one to work properly because there is a very kind of picky circle that the game wants you to take, so we'll see how it goes. I don't think it's going very fast at all. Oh no, it did. Okay, it worked. So
Very nice.
I met the gold brick criteria in 5 out of the 6 parts. We did not get it in Rewire Electrics, unfortunately. Should have used the teleport glitch. And because I failed to do it on that one, I did not get the gold brick. Very unfortunate. Jedi Council member is not the same as the chosen one. But anyway, that is your pit stop in 55.7 seconds. Not too bad, really. But yeah, that is the time I have for you today. Thank you for donating for all the incentives, because we've got all of those very well handled. And yes, thanks to Shem and ZQ for helping me out with a few of the comments and all that.
Always a pleasure.
We got one more run tonight, and I'm going to pass you back to Hav, who has been killing it on the stream tech.
Thank you. That's right. We have one more run tonight. Lego Movie 2 100% by Chimkin and T-Fresh. So we'll get right onto that in just a moment. I think they're ready to go. So yeah, I'll be just a few more minutes and then the last run of the night.